So, I've been thinking about the latest Epstein file dump, the timing of it, the redactions that don't make any sense, why Trump's DOJ would release files that are the most incriminating that they could possibly be against Donald Trump. And I have an idea, and I have no evidence of this, but it's a gut feeling. I don't believe that this dump of Epstein files came from the DOJ. I believe that this dump of Epstein files came from our greatest ally, Philadelphia, as people like to refer to them. Now, why do I think this? Well, none of the redactions make any sense. Stuff that's supposed to be redacted isn't. Stuff that isn't supposed to be redacted is. None of it makes any sense. Now, I know the people on the left are going to say that this administration is completely incompetent. Whatever. I don't think that they are so incompetent that they would release files that make Trump look like a goddamn monster. So, now I'm thinking in my head, well, what's going on? Well, what if the DOJ didn't release the files? What if our greatest ally released the files? As a warning shot. Just to say, hey Trump, we got you by the balls. And you better do what we want you to do. Otherwise, we'll release the rest of them. Now, if you guys have any idea of what's in these files, there's absolutely nothing good. I mean, we're talking about dismembering babies, for Christ's sake. As evil gets. So, what else could Israel have that they could release that could be worse than what they already let out? Well, anybody that's dug into 9/11 and that rabbit hole knows about the dancing Israelis. And if you don't, I'm going to tell you. 5 men in a white van in Jersey City were caught filming the trade centers as the planes hit, and were seen hugging, high-fiving, and celebrating. And a woman from her apartment window saw this and called the cops. And the FBI ended up picking up the van. All 5 have ended up being held for 90 days. They were movers for a moving company that didn't exist. And all 5 turned out to be Israeli Mossad that were there to film the attacks. Now, I know there's plenty of people that think Israel did 9/11. I'm not in that camp. I don't think they did. But I do think that they knew. It's a proven fact that they knew, because they sent people here to film it. So, if they knew it was going to happen, and they didn't warn anybody about it, and they sent people here to film it to happen, that were going to film it, who, by the way, when they went home, got a hero's welcome and did a press tour where they admitted that they were here to film the planes hitting the towers. Well, if that's the case, then maybe Israel knows who's really responsible for 9/11. And maybe it wasn't "12 guys from Afghanistan or Saudi Arabia that couldn't fly a Cessna that crashed those planes into the towers." Maybe Israel knows who really did it. Now, who really would have done it? Who really would have done it that Israel could hold that information and use it as leverage? Well, what if Dick Cheney and George Bush knew it was going to happen? And what if they were the ones that did it? And Israel has that information tucked away for a rainy day, for when the United States doesn't want to do what they do, or doesn't want to do their bidding. It would surely cause a whole mess in this country. That's for damn sure. I hope I'm wrong, but I don't think I am. I think Israel was responsible for this drop of Epstein files. And I think it was a warning to the administration that they better keep playing ball, or they'll release the rest of them. And these files are bad. They're real bad. But what can be worse than that? What could be worse than what's on these files? I don't know, the fact that our president and vice president are responsible for the deaths of 3,000 Americans and a 20-year global war on terror that was all for nothing, so the defense contractors could get rich, and Halliburton and KBR, the companies that Cheney sat on the board of while he was vice president. Oh, I bet you guys didn't know that either, right? I've been thinking about this for the last couple days, and I think I'm right. I think Israel did this. I think Israel dropped the, I think Israel was responsible for the last file drop. And I think it was a warning shot to the administration that they need to keep playing ball, or they're just going to release the rest of them. And the only thing that I can think of that's worse than what's in these files is knowing that a former president allowed 3,000 Americans to die so him and his buddies could get rich. Could be wrong. It's just theory. I have no proof. But the more I think about it, and the more I think about how the timing and the redactions and none of it makes sense, well, the more it makes sense that it wasn't Trump's DOJ that released the files. Which is why they're playing catch up and trying to pull files off the internet after they were already released to try to redact them. Because these files were never intended to get on the internet in the first place. But I could be wrong. I've been wrong lots of times before. I've also been right, though. So, we'll see what happens. I'm going to do a video on it later today. Do a little bit of a deep dive into it. But let me know what you guys think, because I'm kind of curious. Because none of it makes sense to me. But maybe some of you guys will enlighten me on what the fuck is going on. Hope everybody has a blessed day. I'll talk to you guys later.